Hey everyone, it's Julie. I am doing my yoga therapy homework. I've got my notes right here. I may have to refer to those. And today I'm talking about foot lock. So in yoga, we tend to think of the locks within the body, but you can also think of having a lock with the hands, hasta, and feet, pada. Lock is bandha, so think pada, bandha. I like to think my hands and my feet have little suction cups, almost like I could Spider-Man or lizard on up the wall. And definitely we are grounded through our feet all the time, so we are always using our pada bandhas. So to begin, maybe bring those feet, and I am going to use my silk just because we fly when we're in the silk, and I want to show how we also ground and how we're still using foot lock. So bringing those feet to hip distance. As a reminder, hip distance is my hip bones, not my flesh. Hip distance here, grounding equally through all four corners of the feet. You can even rock back and forth or side to side, just noticing what does that take to equally ground those feet. And then some of you are going to be familiar with aerial, some of you are not. We're going to find a wrist wrap, hands out, wrap through. And once I'm here, I'm going to simply press forward, half downward facing dog. My feet are nice and locked, and I can start to go side to side. And when I say locked, I'm referring to the foot lock. My knees obviously are not locked. I'm moving gently. Just a little warm up here. As I come back through center, chin to chest, we roll up and bring this silk behind you. And now I'm going to have it at my shoulder blades, just like it was a backpack. From here, I simply bend my knees and sit right down. I'm in chair pose, just taking a moment to get used to this. You can absolutely hold on. I can also release my hands, whatever works for you here. Taking just a minute to just check in and notice, how does it feel to be in the chair? And then when we're ready, I'm going to use my core. Again, hands could be here or just released. I usually put hands behind my head. Right now, I'm engaging my pada bandha, but as I come forward, I'm going to lift my heels and let those knees come down, just using the core as I stretch. Coming back through, lifting my heart, and maybe finding a little side to side. And again, bend the knees, feel that pada bandha come through with the core, lift, and back through. Lift your heart, side to side. One more like that. Bend the knees, feel that pada bandha engage. Use that core, come forward, and go back. Lift your heart, side to side. Coming back through center. Taking that right leg, we're going to bring that leg down and simply finding a little lunge here. So maybe arms come up. This is an accessible lunge. I've got my heel and my knee pretty close. Less accessible, more challenging for me would be to have my heel and knee farther apart, coming out of the silk to bring my hands down. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and lift that right leg up. We're going to find the figure 4. Straightening into that left leg, my right foot plants, and I'm in a gentle twist here. So once again, when that foot comes to the floor, I can find that pada bandha. I'm pretty secure here. I'm grounded through the outer blade of the left foot, and I've got pada bandha engaged on my right. As I untwist, I'll simply bring that right foot down, taking a moment here in chair. Second side, let's bring that left ankle onto the right thigh. And I always give it a breath. I just check in. How do things feel? Where am I going to go with this? When I'm ready, right leg extends, left foot down, and I'm twisting. Again, I'm engaging pada bandha, left foot. And I'm also grounded through the outer blade of my right foot. As we come back, let's not forget our lunge. So take that left knee down and just breathe into this. Taking a nice breath here, both hands to the poles. I'm gonna find my way to standing. We're coming into a shape that is called star. We're gonna go upside down. So I'm going to take my glasses off. And believe it or not, when we go upside down, we're still gonna engage our feet. I will have the silk right above my glutes. This is important. My thumbs are in, my fingers are out. From here, I'm going to bring chin to chest, trusting the silk, bend my knees, and I go backwards. Once I'm caught by the silk, I'll let my legs come into a nice wide V. Now this is star. I'm just enjoying this for a moment. If I want to lock my feet, I'm going to bring my legs in front and lock those feet. Taking a moment just to breathe into this. And here's where we're going to find that pada bandha, even upside down. Planting my hands, hand lock, and then taking an inhale. As I exhale, press those legs up. Once again, I've engaged through my feet here, and I can float my hands. This is a floating handstand. Breathe here. As I'm ready, both legs bend. I'm going to keep my left leg locked, release my right leg out to the side, and then chin to chest, climb up. As I climb up, I'll bend into that left leg and my right leg's going to plant. So we're once again on terra firma. Go ahead and use that pada bandha here. Bringing hands to the heart, we're gonna lean towards the leg that's in the silk. So I do want to stay nice and engaged here. Think again of that imagery if I had a suction cup underneath that foot. And when I'm ready, sliding into this. Breathe here. Inhale back through center. Slide the silk off your shoulder. And I've still got that leg nice and engaged. I'm going to take my left hand onto my left leg, right arm up, find a little side bend. As I'm ready, I come back through center and slide that silk underneath my ankle. Keeping my pada bandha here, hands to the heart, finding some gentle swaying side to side. So often in aerial, I've got one or no feet on the ground, and yet I'm still going to think of my locks, think of my engagement. As that leg comes back through center, pulling the left hip back, arms up, hands to the poles, lead with your heart. Taking a little forward fold here. As I roll up, both poles come into my right hand, left hand can reach back, finding a twist, still beautifully grounded through that right foot. As I untwist, right hand comes to the poles, and I'm going to bring, left hand comes to the poles, I'm going to bring my right toes to the long edge of my mat. I can bring my right arm up, both hands to the poles, and I'm in triangle. As I come back to standing, opposite hand to opposite elbow, keep that pada bandha nice and engaged, bend into that standing leg, little different variation of humble warrior here. Inhale, come up through center, turning back to face the front of the mat. Let's take this left ankle and bring it underneath the arch of the foot. We're going to come up into a floating tree, and I'm going to use my pada bandha. Now here I actually think it's really easy to feel this because my foot is literally a little bit curving around the silk. When I'm ready, I'm going to bring my hands up, my knee is between the poles, I'm under my center point, and I'll lift and bring that right leg behind and then in front. Hold on with my left hand. Right arm slides up. And here I am. Breathe into this. Feel the groundedness through that left foot. Think about Pada Bandha. I am flying and I'm grounding. It's one of my favorite things about aerial. When we're ready to come out of this, hands to the poles, shoulders through. Taking that right foot, I'll bring the top of my foot to the silk, drop down, still grounded through that left foot. And then left foot's going to come down to the ground, re-engage Pada Bandha here, slide those shoulders through. Thumbs are pointing towards my head. They can be up here, they can be closer to my foot. And I find dancer. Coming back, simply point the toes that are in the silk, slide that silk in front, find that wrist strap, grounding through both feet. Notice how good it feels to have both feet on the ground. Press it forward, sway it out side to side. And as you're ready, roll up. So the chair work we've completed, but we do have one more leg we're going to work on. And from here, I'm behind the silk. Let's go ahead and move the silk behind you so we can do star second side. Right above the glutes, thumbs in, fingers out, chin to chest. Trust the silk. As I'm ready, over I go. Once the silk has me, hands up. Legs find a V. I could hold on with my hands to the poles. For me, I like to kind of float, finding that star shape. And when I'm ready, legs in front, feet are going to lock. Take a moment, sway side to side. Maybe walk those hands forward, melt that heart down. Think downward facing dog arms. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and come to center. This time I'm going to keep my left leg, I think I did left leg last time. Let's keep our, words when you're upside down sometimes. Let's go ahead and keep our left leg locked. I'm sorry, right leg locked, release the left leg. Boy, that took me a minute. And when you're ready from here, chin to chest, climb up, bending into that right knee, bring that left foot down. Sometimes words when you're upside down just don't want to come. And then from here, we bring hands to the heart. This leg is engaged. I've got that Pada Bandha engaged on the left side. And I'm going to lean towards my leg in the silk. Inhale back through center. Slide the silk off your shoulder. Taking that right hand, rest on top of the right thigh, left arm up. Little side bend here in your tree. As I come back through center, slide the silk underneath the ankle. Grounding so beautifully through this left foot, start to find some dynamic movement. You'd think I was an octopus with 8 legs, the way I got so confused. Which leg did we do? As that leg comes back through center, draw that right hip in, inhale, arms up, hands to the poles, lead with your heart. And then come up to standing. We're going to bring, excuse me, both poles into the left hand. Right arm's gonna go back, twist. Feel the grounding, feel your Pada Bandha on that left foot. And then come out of your twist, right hand to the poles, left toes to the long edge of the mat. From here, left hand up. Both hands can find the poles, finding your triangle shape here. Maybe turn your gaze up. And go ahead and release. Bringing opposite hand to opposite elbow. Now notice which arm is on top and just switch it out. Just change your habits. And then as you're ready, beautiful grounding through that left foot. Bend your left knee, humble warrior. Just a different arm position. Big push as that leg goes back to straight, spinning back to face me, and let's go ahead. Once again, we're gonna find that floating tree. So I'll bring the silk underneath the arch of my right foot. Important that my knees between the poles, that I'm underneath the center point where this attaches to the ceiling. As I reach my hands up, I'm gonna use my arms and core. I could also push off with that left foot, but I'm grounding so strong through my right foot now, through my pada bandha. Up I come, left leg behind, and then in front. The knee that's bent, that's the arm that's gonna come forward. Left hand up, shoulder comes through. Take a moment, breathe here. Feel that grounding, pada bandha engaged on the right, even though I'm flying. And then as you're ready, hands to the poles, shoulder through. This left leg comes through, so I can bring the top of my left foot onto the silk. I bend my right knee, and eventually right foot comes down. Once I've got that foot down, pada bandha's engaged, sliding through, my thumbs maybe to the top of my head. I could work up, I could work really close to my foot, kick into dancer. Inhale back through center, point the toes that are in the silk, and slide that silk in front of you. So one more inversion, and I'm going to demonstrate again how we're going to use pada bandha, even if our feet aren't on the ground. This time I've got thumbs towards the body, fingers out, silk's gonna go below my hip bones. And once I'm here, it's almost like I'm coming into a down dog to begin. This is a great place to work. For me, I do prefer to lock my legs. So I bring my feet to the outside of the poles, and now my big toes and the inside of my ankles are touching the poles. Once I'm here, I'm nice and secure. And then from here, let's find a little standing split. I'm just gonna take a moment first, once again, melting my heart. Swaying it out. And then to find a standing split, we'll keep our left leg locked. Bring that right foot down. Now, pada bandha is going to engage here. Your foot may or may not come down to the mat. I could walk my hands back. I could straighten my leg that's in the silk. When I'm ready to switch it out, I'll bend the knee in the silk, lock my right foot, bring my left foot down. Again, think of pushing that heel down. Pada bandha is going to engage. Maybe that right leg goes to straight. And when I'm ready, I'm going to come into a shape called superhuman. So my hands are down, my legs are engaged. This is again where I'm going to engage my pada bandha because I need to keep my legs engaged for what I'm going to do next. From here, maybe I'm bringing one hand at a time to the poles. Maybe I'm letting my arms go. Keep those legs engaged. If you're still with me, maybe we bring those arms forward, lift, 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 lift. It's a full body. Breathe here. And then let everything go. Hands and feet down, roll up. Slide that silk behind you. Once again, put it on like a backpack and just hang here for a moment. Sway it out. Sometimes when we go upside down, we get dizzy. And then from here, let's go ahead Loose the silk all together. We're gonna come down, bringing the soles of the feet together. Take your hands and give your feet some love. So right there, imagine if you again had that little suction cup on your foot, give it some love, rub that out. Our feet do so much for us. And we thank them by sticking them in socks and shoes. Not always nice shoes either. Breathe here. Maybe one last moment, we let that heart lead. And we come forward. Gentle forward fold. As you're ready, roll up, finding your way to Shavasana. If, like me, you have a silk, you could lay down in your silk. You can also rest on the mat. So for my folks at my Vinyasa practice, that is my Module 1 homework, talking about how to find Pada Bandha even when you're using a silk and you're flying. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye-bye.